Welcome back everyone to another trade recap. Today I had another winning trade. We had 2 for 2 this week, 100% win rate, and today was the most A+ of A+ setups you will ever see. So it's very important you watch this because it's basically, if you want to know what my trading model is, this is what it is, this setup that I'm about to break down today. I made just over $1,000 on this trade, so very, very good week for me. Let's break this down from market open. So coming into the day, I was leaning bullish, but I was certainly waiting for confirmation, right? Certainly waiting for confirmation. If we just zoom out to the higher time frame real quick, we're delivering from this weekly gap. On the 4 hour, we've got so many stacked highs above here. I definitely want price to pump higher. So I'm leaning bullish on the higher time frame anyway, especially after the way we're coming up here. So I thought a 50% retrace in this leg would be perfect to take us higher. We hit the 50% on ES. As you can see on NQ, we nearly hit the 50%. If you're unaware, us bouncing from 50% of these key ranges is very, very strong. So we typically like to see a bounce from this area. Now, coming into the day, I obviously had conditions, right? I didn't want to take shorts because we're too low down. We've just tapped off of this 50%. And we were also delivering from a huge 4 hour fair value gap to the left, which is also this 15-minute fair value gap as well. So what was I looking for coming into the day? So I was looking for an inverse to the upside, which was my condition. As you can see, we had this huge, like 15-minute and hourly gap to the left. But initially, we had a strong rejection from this 15-minute gap. So this one right here. We initially had a strong rejection from this gap. So let's just go back to the start of the day here. So this is what we're dealt with. Now, we had really, really good shorts out of this gap. If you look at the 3-minute time frame, we had this super nice V-shape inversion short setup. So I enter based off of a candle close through a fair value gap in the opposing direction. So I would have entered short here and targeted probably a 1R. But I was simply bullish, so I'm not going to take trades against my draw on liquidity. On top of this, what we had resting pre-market was this super nice trendline liquidity from overnight. And I know how strong of a draw on liquidity this is. Above every single one of these highs, we have stop loss orders, resting, waiting for price to just blast through this. So this was such a strong draw for me going into the day. And on top of this, if we delete this for a second and look at the 4 hour time frame, the top of this trendline liquidity was actually an unfilled 4 hour fair value gap. So this was my draw on liquidity, my short-term draw on liquidity for the day. I had no draws on liquidity lower whatsoever. So I was not looking for trades lower. I was open to taking the 5-minute because it was the higher time frame here. But again, we didn't get it anywhere. And then what happened is we tapped into this 15-minute fair value gap right here, as you can see. So ideal scenario here, we would want price to sweep this sell side liquidity, manipulate, and then go higher. But you cannot always get the dream scenario. Alternatively, what we got here is we got a sweep on this internal sell side. Let me just remove some of these gaps quickly. Got a sweep on internal sell side, and what we left behind was a really nice 5-minute bearish fair value gap. So we had a sweep and we had a delivery. So a sweep and a 15-minute delivery. These are two very, very important confluences when taking a trade for me. Yes, we didn't sweep this low, but because this low is the low point from these fair value gaps to the left, it's not protected, but this is a high resistant low. And as you can see, hindsight proves this. When we come down with this 15-minute candle, we respect this wick right here. You can see that this is high resistance because price has failed to go to this low. Instead, we've respected this 15-minute fair value gap. I did like the look of this 1-minute long. However, I just think this delivery out of the higher time frame gaps to the downside was too strong, and I thought there was too much of a chance we could hit the low. So I didn't take this 1 minute. And if you had just stopped us at the low, this would have played out really nicely. But this was the trade I actually took. So we had this 5-minute fair value gap right here. And look at this candle close. So we got such a strong candle close. Trendline liquidity resting above. Relative equal highs. Unfilled 4 hour. So I simply entered on the candle close. Stop loss. I entered a little bit light, which is why I didn't make much more than 1 hour here. But I think my stop was around here. But obviously I had it tighter. And I targeted this unfilled 4 hour. I scaled profits at around 1 hour. I always do this. because I am not willing to be 1 hour in profit and then let price reverse on me. So I scaled profits at 1 hour and I left a runner to the unfilled 4 hour. Now this was such a good trade and it happened so quickly. So my stop loss to break even point here was these relative equal highs. As you can see, we hit it so quick. And then the next candle price races up to our take profit point. And this is one of the cleanest trades I've seen. Perfect trade for my model. We have a liquidity sweep. We have a delivery from a fair value gap. We're delivering from a higher time frame fair value gap, which is this 4 hour. We're delivering from the 50% of the range as well. And we have a nice drawn liquidity resting above to target. This has every single thing that I would look for within my model. If you're interested in trading this model alongside me, I call this whole move out, as well as fading the short position and taking the long in my Discord. If you're interested in trading alongside me, check out the link in the description, and also drop a sub for more free education, because this was super good trade to take today. Do not miss out on more videos like this, and I'll see all of you guys in the next one. Let me know in the comments how you got on in this week's worth of trading, and I'll see you all next week.